you can take it away.
All right. So, hi, everyone. And thank you so much for taking the time to participate in this webinar. I'm personally very excited to be here. So, again, my name is Omer Katzburg. I'm a growth strategy manager at ironSource, and I'm leading the cross-promotion activity here at ironSource. So, now, due to my role, I get to talk quite a lot with game developers about cross-promotion, as you probably can imagine. And this is exactly why I'm here today, to share with you some of the insights from the discussions I have with clients. So this is the agenda for today's webinar, and we'll start with a quick intro to cross-promotion. Now, I guess the majority of people here already know what is cross-promotion, but for those of you who aren't, we'll go over it pretty quickly. And then we'll continue with common misconceptions about cross-promotion and why they are, well, just misconceptions. And like I mentioned before, I meet with many clients, and I want to review together with you guys some of the most common questions and concerns regarding cross-promotion that actually I guess some of you also might have. So through this part, we'll also uncover some interesting tips and strategies that will help you to improve or start your cross-promotion activity. Now, the third part will be on how you can scale up your portfolio by utilizing ironSource cross-promotion. And a quick hint, it's very, very easy. And of course, that will wrap up with Q&As, as I just said. So let's start. What is cross-promotion? So not surprisingly, if you will write cross-promotion on Google, you'll find dozens of definitions. But in the context of the gaming industry, cross-promotion is an important form of user acquisition where you just promote your games to users that are already playing your other games. Now, we know that today players are moving between many games and are playing a few games simultaneously. And you want the next game that your user install to be yours as well. As simple as that. So why does top developers use cross-promotion? So first and foremost, it's because you have extended targeting capabilities by utilizing your own data. So you know exactly what your users are doing. You know how they are engaged with your game, who make in-app purchases, who is engaged with ads and who's not, and you know everything. So you can understand easily and control exactly which users you want to target. Now, because you have all the data, it also makes soft launching new games much more easier because you know everything about the target audience. Now, third, as we are all aware of the industry consolidations, this really makes the power of first-party data even stronger, right? Because you have much more games and much more users to utilize, right? So now this is true as long as you manage to integrate the data between the different studios, but once you do it, your data is much more powerful. Now, lastly, and I think probably most important, cross-promotion actually enables you to save your high-quality users inside your portfolio. Now, this is very significant as we all know that the mobile gaming ecosystem constantly increasing the competition, and we are all aware how much hard it is to scale up on new games and buy users. And we know that CPIs are increasing and everything is increasing. So cross-promotion should definitely be a solution for you. All right, so now that we understand what is cross-promotion and what are the reasons top developers use it, the question is, what is the best way for me to do it or for you to do it, right? And the answer is that actually it really depends on the type of games you have in your portfolio. So there are two main options for cross-promotion today. Like there are more, but two main options or strategies. The first one is through ad monetization, and the second is through native placement. And each one has its own advantages. But first, let's explain. So cross-promotion through ad monetization means that if you already monetize your users by showing them ads of other games, you can simply promote your own games at the same way. And native placement, for example, means that you can create an internal system, create and develop an internal system to implement placements where you specifically promote your own games. So you can see on the screen here on the right side an example of a developer that built, integrated into his game native placement. You can see it, the sorted 3D. So the reason we call it native because it's really integrated well into the game. So it doesn't really interrupt the user from the game itself. It pretty much goes well with the game flow, but the user understand that it's not exactly the game. Okay, so and this is why we call it native, because it really goes well with the game flow. So now we understand what are the two main options for cross promotion, and the next question should be, so which one should I use, right? And actually you can use both, but to answer the question, so if you already have ad monetization integrated into your games, so utilizing it for cross promotion is so easy, like very easy and straightforward, and you should definitely go for this option. However, if not, if you don't have ad monetization integrated into your games, then it's a question, and you really need to choose between the two options. So for example, if you want to go with ad monetization again, but you don't have ad monetization integrated in your games, so you can implement the ad monetization specifically for cross promotion inside your games, but this will require from you to integrate a mediation SDK as well, which can take some time and resources. On the other hand, you can develop and integrate a native placement system, right? So however, you should keep in mind that developing an internal system can be complicated and will take you a lot of resources. And it's not only about developing the placements themselves, you also need to develop an analytics system to optimize and evaluate the activity, right? Because if you develop everything from scratch, you need also tools to evaluate the cross-promotion activity and to optimize the activity. So, and as I said before, there is no reason why not using both if you can. So bottom line, if you already have ad monetization, just utilize it for cross promotion. And if not, then you need to figure out yourself which way is better for you. All right, so I promised a quick intro to cross promotion, and I hope it was quick enough. Now, let's go for the second part, and let's talk about the four of the most common concerns and misconceptions that developers usually have about cross promotion. All right, so first misconception, cross promotion is only for hyper casual. Oh man, so first I want to share with you that some of ironSource's biggest partners use cross promotion for more than 20% of their user acquisition spend, and it could reach up to 50% in some cases. Now, the reason that I share with you these numbers is because it's true not only for hyper casual, okay? It's true also for casual developers, and we have many developers that utilize this the cross promotion solution, and it could go from casino to casual to kids and many other genres. So it's definitely not for hyper casual. So, okay, we understand that it's not only for hyper casual, but who should do cross promotion? Who is it really good for? And actually the short answer is it's good for anyone who can. And the list of requirements is very short. So all you need is to have more than one game in your portfolio. Now, of course, that the more games you have, the higher the probability that the cross promotion activity will be more significant. But bottom line, we know that we have quality users playing our games. So why let them live, possibly to our competitors, instead of just trying to keep them inside our portfolio? And if you don't have quality users playing your games, so that's kind of a different problem. Cool. So second misconception, high value players will lose their value in different genres, meaning that if I will take a high quality user from one genre and move it to another genre, he won't be high quality anymore. So actually, I really like this misconception. And we know today that users are playing a few games of different genres simultaneously. And there is no actual reason to put users into boxes by the genres they're currently playing. So the same user can play a casual game on the bus back home, and right after play a mid-core game together with his friends. And what should really lead you is that if you have quality users in one game, you definitely want them to play your other games as well. To give some data behind what I just said, here's an analysis that was recently made in ironSource about users who play Lucky Reward games. So what you see in the pie chart is the additional game genres that Lucky Rewards players were installing alongside playing Lucky Rewards games. So you can see that a lot of Lucky Reward players also play hyper casual, puzzle, casino games, and many more. So now I know that this example is only for Lucky Rewards genre, but the same idea works as well for every genre. So even if you have a diversified portfolio of different types of games, cross promotion can definitely work for you. Now, I know it's true that not every game genre would work good on every game genre, but this is exactly where you need to utilize your first-party data to understand what works well and what not. And I repeat this sentence many times. Utilize your data, you have everything. Now, the next question is, but if I didn't do any cross promotion and I don't have this data, what should I do? So the easiest way is just to utilize your regular user acquisition data. So for example, if you have a puzzle game and you see you get high quality users from Lucky Rewards games, it means that it should work also for cross promotion. Now, at the end, it's all about trial and error. This is another sentence I've repeated a few times. It's all about trial and error. So you should generate a mapping of what works and what not, and test it specifically for every game you have. This will help you, of course, to understand much better your cross-promotion strategy. So another example is just to give you some sense of one possible way to look at the data, and there are more, but this is one way that I really like, is that here you can see a heat map that describes the correlation between different game categories based on IPM. So this data was extracted from ironSource network database and includes more than 1 million installs, so it should be pretty robust. Okay, so what do we actually see? So the rows represent the game categories of the advertising game, and the columns are the publishing games, the games that show the ads. So, and of course, the greener the color, the better IPM and correlation between each pair of game categories. So for example, if you want to advertise a mid-core game, you'll get high IPMs on sports games. And if you want to advertise a casino game, you will probably get low IPMs on mid-core games. Now, not surprisingly, we see that the diagonal is all green, which pretty much makes sense, right? All right, so now you can use the heat map not only for IPM correlation, but also for any other metric that you want or any other KPI that is important for you. So for example, if you want to understand the quality correlations, you can use an ARPU heat map as well, right? So here we can see that mid-core games can get pretty high quality users also from casual and beyond apps beyond games, and not only from mid-core. And that if you are a hyper casual game, if you have a hyper casual game and you advertise it, you should definitely advertise not only on hyper casual games, but also in casual and casino games. Now, the thing is that you have all the data. So whatever KPI is most important for you, you can easily extract all the data from your BI stack or directly from your MMP, build any kind of mapping, and understand exactly what is the best cost promotion strategy for you. Now, I know that this is a pretty high level mapping, and you can get as much granular as you want. So you can do it also on the genre level or on any other level you want. And of course, that you should do it for every game that you have. Okay, so next misconception, cross promotion will cannibalize my revenue. Okay, so actually, this is more of a concern rather than a misconception, because cannibalization might actually happen in some cases. However, just before we start talking about it, it is important to mention that if you're a hyper-casual publisher, then cannibalization is not a real concern for you. Okay, so we know today that hyper-casual players are really used and exposed to tons of ads of similar games of other competitors, and they also usually have low retention anyway. So it's not such a big deal for hyper casual developers. So if you have only hyper casual games, so you should pretty much feel free to go and make a cup of coffee while we talk about it. Now, if you're not in hyper casual publisher, then actually you shouldn't also worry so much about cannibalization as long as you do it in the right way. So let's understand how you should deal with cannibalization because of cross promotion. Now, the key is to just find the right balance between user churn from the publishing game and the user's engagement in the new game. Now, doing that will help you to minimize the risk of revenue cannibalization on the portfolio level. All right, so how does it work? How do you find the balance that I talked about? So the rule of thumb is pretty simple. The more the games are similar, the higher the probability for cannibalization. And actually, it makes sense. So we said earlier that users are playing a few games simultaneously, but they usually won't play two games that are very similar at the same time. So if a user will install a new and similar game, the probability that he will churn from the former game is getting higher. So for example, if you advertise your slots game on another slots game, then so there is a risk for cannibalization, right? As we just said. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that you shouldn't do cross promotion for these two games, but you definitely want to find the right users to do the cross promotion activity. So you want to find the right user segment for it. On the other way around, if you try to cross players between games that are too far from each other, it will be also very challenging to make a significant cross promotion activity. So if you advertise, for example, your slots game on a mid-core RPG game, which we saw earlier that they have low IPM correlation, it will be challenging to scale up. Now, the trick is to find the right games and users, so not only games, but also users for cross promotion, so you will have the balance between user churn from the first game and generating a significant scale and engagement for the new game. So at the end of the day, you will maximize your portfolio level revenues. So as I said, it's not only about finding the right types of games. So it's also about the users themselves. So you should also analyze your users to find the right segments for cross promotion, and then combine it together, combine the user segmentation that you found that you think you should cross promote with your genre mapping or any other method you want. And this should lead you to have a pretty strong understanding or solid understanding of your cross promotion strategy. Now, luckily, and again, you have your first party data to understand everything you need. So keep on testing, use this first party data to test everything you need because the potential is there. So you just need to find it. And sometimes it will be easier. And sometimes it might be more challenging, but the potential is there. All right, so next and last misconception, misconception number 4. I should only cross promote low quality segments. All right, so actually users tend to have the same behavior across different games. So engaged and paying users are most likely to behave the same in your other games as well. And the opposite is just the same. So if a user isn't making in-app purchases or not engaged with ads, he or she will probably act the same way across different games. Now, that being said, you should think twice before you go and start to cross-promote all of your users, because there might be some segments that you will want to avoid. So for example, try not to cross-promote your really, really heavy spenders. Now, I'm not talking about users that made some in-app purchases. Those you can cross-promote. I mean, you need to deep dive into the data, but I'm not saying don't cross-promote those. But your top-notch player, the really, really heavy spenders, maybe you want to avoid cross-promote them. Now, the reason is that if they are such a heavy spender, then they are probably very loyal to the game and also developed a sentiment to it. So once you will try to move them, or once you will succeed moving them to another game, there is a good chance that this loyalty and this sentiment that they developed will not be duplicated to another game. So you might want to leave them alone and not touch them. Now, this is just one example of segmentation, okay, of user segment, and there are many more examples. And so I want elaborate about this here. But if you want to have more knowledge about it, so more tips about segmentation for cross promotion, you should definitely check out our previous webinar we held about cross promotion together with Deconstructor of Fun, Playtica, and Supersonic. All right, so I think that just like the phrase, once a liar, always a liar, we can say once an unpair, always an unpair. Or maybe not always, but usually. So, but now seriously, if you only cross promote your low value segment, there is a very good chance that the results will be poor. So again, the key here is to analyze your users' data and behavior to find the right segment. Okay, so we went through some of the common concerns and misconceptions about cross promotion, and there are more, but let's sum up this part. So if I want you to take something from this part, it is this. First, cross promotion is for any game developer, or at least for any game developer with more than one game. Second, it's not about the games they play, it's about the users themselves. So don't put users into boxes by the games they currently play. Okay, users are playing a few games of different genres, and it's totally up to you to understand what works best for you, which leads me, now this point leads me to the next point, that again, you have all the data to understand what works best for you. So use it. Analyze your user behavior to create the right segments for cross promotion, and then combine it with a genre mapping or any other similar method to understand best your cross promotion strategy. And lastly, always keep testing. Finding the right cross promotion strategy is crucial. Okay, testing is of course crucial for anything we do on performance marketing, and finding the right cross promotion strategy is also crucial. Okay, so you should always keep testing to gain more insights and improve your cross promotion activity. And again, sometimes it will be easy, and sometimes it can be more challenging, but it will pay off eventually. And as I said at the beginning, some of ironSource's biggest partners using cross promotion for between 20 to 50% of their user acquisition spend. So you should definitely also do. Now, here at ironSource, we have the most advanced products to support you both with running the cross promotion activity and with how to segment your users. So you are more than welcome to look for it in the ironSource Knowledge Center or just directly reach out to your account manager. All right, great. So we finished the second part, and let's start the third one. Let's talk about how you can run successful cross-promotion activity using ironSource cross-promotion product. Okay, so here at ironSource, we provide our partners with a private bidding network dedicated only for cross-promotion. So, but let's understand what is the meaning of a private bidding network for cross promotion. So I think that it's pretty much just as it sounds. So just think about it as a bidder or a bidding network that runs only for your games and your inventory. All right, so, and let's talk a bit about the advantages both for user acquisition and for monetization of doing cross promotion with a bidding network. Right, so let's start with monetization. So as I just mentioned, the main benefit is that you can do cross promotion using a dedicated bidding network. And actually, ironSource cross promotion is the only product in the market as of today that enables you to do it. Now, this means that the cross promotion bidder will compete with every other bidder or network in your waterfall. Now, of course, that this keeps the competition in your waterfall fair and can only improve your metrics. So because the cross-promotion bidder will deliver an ad if and only if it will generate the high CPM and win the request auction. All right, so this of course will increase the competition in your waterfall and will lead you to have higher CPMs, higher ARPDAU, and of course revenues. Great. Next, because it's a bidding network, everything, and I really mean it, everything is automated from the monetization side. So all you have to do is just to activate the cross-promotion bidder on the platform and you're done. And it only takes a few clicks. We'll see it in a few more slides. And lastly, everything is transparent. And I think this is huge. So on the LevelPlay mediation report, you will see the cross-promotion network just as any other network in your mediation stack. So you will be able to understand exactly the performance of the cross-promotion activity, see all the metrics, see all the KPIs, CPMs, ARPDA, revenue, impressions, and many more. And you will also be able to break it down or filter everything. Okay, now, of course, that you will always you will have the option to get all of the data, like the impression level revenue data, directly from the SDK or API also. All right, so we understand the benefits of ironSource cross promotion for monetization, and actually now it only gets better. Let's talk about user acquisition. So first, ironSource helps you to reduce your risk. So ironSource cross promotion is the only solution in the market as of today that allows you to bid on CPI campaigns. Now, this means, of course, that you only pay for users who actually install your game. Second, the cross-promotion network is supported by a strong machine learning algorithm to make sure that your impressions will be served at the right time, to the right users, and for the right price. Now, this is in contrast, of course, of using a CPM-based model for cross-promotion, where you don't have any machine learning predictions behind it, and you don't have any prediction of the probability that users will install your game. Third, and I think this is a really cool one, you can use ironSource ROAS Optimizer also for cross-promotion. So you can completely automate your bid optimization to bid much more accurately for every ad request and save time resources. Now, this, I remind you, comes hand in hand with the automation from the monetization side. So actually, you can automate your entire cross-promotion activity. Pretty cool. And lastly, it's so easy to use. So with just a few clicks, you can open a dedicated campaign for cross-promotion to get full control over your budgets, your bids, and your creatives, and everything you want. Amazing. So now that we understand the benefits of ironSource cross-promotion, and I must say that I know I'm not objective, but I truly believe that ironSource cross-promotion is the best solution as of today for cross-promotion through ad monetization. So now that we understand the benefits, let's see how easy it is to set up. Okay, so how do you get started with ironSource cross-promotion? So a few quick steps. First, you need to reach out to your account manager to enable the cross-promotion activity. Second, on the monetization side, you just need to activate the cross-promotion bidder on the LevelPlay mediation, and that's it, you're done. And on the user acquisition side, you just need to create a dedicated cross-promotion campaign to target only your apps, and that's it. So let's see how easy it is. Okay, so first, inside the ironSource platform, head to the left side navigation bar and click Monetize, and then select SDK Networks. Then you should select the app where you want to activate the cross-promotion bidder, and just scroll down to the list of bidding networks and select the cross-promotion network. Slide the toggles to activate the cross-promotion bidder on your ad units, and you're done. That's it. Now, for those of you who didn't count, it took only 6 clicks. All right, so let's go to the UA side, user acquisition side. Scroll down to Promote on the left side navigation bar and select New next to the campaigns. This will take you to the new campaign generator. And here, all you need to do is just to set up a regular user acquisition campaign, except one small difference. So when you scroll down a bit to the targeting preferences next to titles, click the you will see the drop-down menu. So click on it and select Target Only My Titles, cross promotion. And then all you need to do now is just to set up the budget, bids, and creatives like any other user acquisition campaign you have, and you're done. That's it. Okay, cool. So we all understand how easy it is to set up the cross-promotion activity. And don't worry, we have a short video on the ironSource Knowledge Center to show you exactly what I just presented. All right, so if you want to get more information and content about cross-promotion, you can find it in the ironSource Knowledge Center and in the website. So you will be able to find also case studies of how cross-promotion helped our top partners to scale up and increase revenues. Like, for example, Amanots, who is a huge hyper-casual publisher, and Gem City, who is also a huge casual game developer. And you can also find blog posts and webinars on cross-promotion. All right, so I think we're done now.